What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending on what time zone you're in, it's Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. And to my Wednesday morningers, congratulations, you've made it halfway up the mountaintop. I'll be feeling that way tomorrow morning when I wake up. All right, you guys, I have a great show set up for you guys today. I have two lead stories. We are going to start off the show by recapping Diddy Day 20. We're going to give you a recap. For those of you who don't know, we are reporting live. We're going live on YouTube in the morning, lunch, and dinner, but we're still giving you guys a regular daily podcast here at night, or for some of you early in the morning. Some of you may have heard this already, but we're going to give you a different version on this nightcap now. Jane has lost her mind on the stand. It was crazy today. They had to clear out the courtroom. We'll give you guys a full recap, a summary, because we already talked about it at length on our live session, but we'll give you a quick summary. And of course, for those who are not seeing those lives, we have to keep you guys up to date, all right? Also, in our second lead story, we're going to talk to you about R. Kelly wanting a pardon from Donald Trump. Everybody wants a pardon from Donald Trump now. It's actually getting ridiculous. In quick news, we're going to talk about the Obamas, Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, Aaron Pierre, Playboi Carti, Claressa Shields, Tommy and Tariq from the Power Universe, and of course, Mr. President Donald J. Trump. As always, I'm going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion of the day. I'm back with a full show. I have social discussion of the day, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. We'll start this show. Let's go. Our first lead story. All right, like we said, day 20 in the Diddy trial. This was Jane's first day of being cross-examined. Jane is Diddy's ex-girlfriend, his most present girlfriend. She was actually supposed to have a hotel night, freak-off night with him the day that he got arrested. This is literally Cassie 2.0. No disrespect to Cassie, but this is Cassie 2.0. This was his girlfriend that he had freak-offs with. Today was her first day of cross-examination. Court started off by the judge saying that there was no mistrial granted. Go to our lives. I'll give you a full breakdown over the daily recap on that. No mistrial. This was the defense's second official request for a mistrial that got denied. Brian Steele hinted at one while they're on a sidebar. I see a lot of things online saying this was the third time they're asking for a mistrial. It is the second official one, and one other time Brian Steele said, if this line of questioning continues, I am going to make a request for a mistrial. The prosecution tried to have Don Hughes, the therapist, come back and retestify after Jane. The judge says, nope, not allowed. This judge is super fair. As you heard, those were just two things each side asked. Both were denied. The judge wants to just keep things moving. No mistrials, no bringing back witnesses. Let's just keep it moving. There was a letter sent out by Jane's lawyer. People, YouTubers, podcasters, content creators are doxing Jane. A lot of people know who she is. A lot of sites have mentioned it already. Because now I am in the courtroom, I am not allowed to, because I am a member of the court. Well, I don't know if I'm a member of the court, but because I'm there and I'm seeing her with my own two eyes testifying, she's not hidden. I have privilege, and therefore I'm not allowed to say her name. So there has been some people who have maybe been in the overflow room that go out and talk about it. Her letter, her lawyer put a letter out, and the judge put people on notice. If everybody is caught, it is not good. Diddy came in today wearing a blue sweater. He looked much better, still hanging around Nicole Westmoreland, his black female attorney, very chatty with her. And Mark Garagos, what's her name? Tenny Garagos' dad. Tenny Garagos is the co-lead counsel for Diddy. He was there today. So the day started off with Diddy's defense team letting us know that Jane has gotten immunity, and the prosecution has prepped her close to 24 times before coming and testifying. Yes, 24 times. Isn't that crazy? Before she takes the stand, She has seen them and spoke to them and was prepped 24 times. That's on the prosecution side and on the defense side. They say they brought in extra prosecutors and defense attorneys to go through like a mock trial with her to make sure she gives the right answers. She said she went through at least 2 or 3 rounds of preparation. She says she doesn't have any regrets with being with Diddy, but definitely has resentment to him. She still loves him. It's not that she is happy that they broke up, but she's in the space now where she's moving on. She still is a little bit confused about why she went back to him. Even 8 months later now, she's still confused of what's really going on. Things are a little bit more clear in the past couple of months because now she's in therapy. And by the way, as I go through the day, Tenny Garagos jumps around. She doesn't flow with things. I don't know if that's her style to kind of get people off their game or whatever, but she'll talk about DRUG, then she'll talk about the hotel nights, then she'll talk about some of them putting hands on each other, then she'll jump around to something in her childhood, and then she'll jump around with something with the judge. Maybe that's the way she kind of gets people off their game. Anyways, like I said, I want to really just summarize this because we have it at length, and I don't want to bore people who are watching too many things. I'm trying to give a different perspective every time I go over things. She said she looked at his phone. They were jealous. She's very motherly, very maternal. She likes taking care of him. The only reason why she actually even liked doing hotel nights, and by the way, she calls them hotel nights. Cassie calls them freak offs. They're the same thing. There's a male SEX worker that comes in. She has SEX with him. Diddy, directs them on what to do. There's baby oil. He leaves, and then Diddy has SEX with her. Like I said, it's Cassie 2.0. No disrespect, but it's just an easy way to say it. So it started out where she enjoyed it at first. It was fun. It was a little fling. But as she noticed that there's something that Diddy needed, which I'll get into a little bit later on, for her, the only thing that was nice about it is that he was relaxed and he was able to be more loving and caring with her after their hotel nights. And that's the only reason why she did it. She really liked Diddy because was hardworking. The past 2 years, he was working hard on his Love album. They like to do DRUGs during the freak off. Ecstasy was the thing of choice. They liked role playing. She liked to talk fantasy talk. We'll get into that with text messages. Diddy asked her to wear high heels. They would set up hotels, again, just like Cassie. He liked to do role playing, and the role playing for him was sorry. I'm skipping here. Again, this is Tenny Garagos' style. Then Tenny asks her, when you guys broke up and you tried to get back to him, what are the things that you realized that you missed? She said she really missed his big personality. She's never met somebody like him. He was really nice to her. He saw the good in her. She says he believed in me. He encouraged me. He uplifted me. He made me feel confident. He really was really good for my self-esteem. She said that's one of the things that she really loved most about him. He introduced her to gospel music. He still listens to gospel music. He invested $20,000 into one of her businesses. She has a dress line and a bikini line, for those of you who might be interested and want to support. Her baby daddy only gives her $4,700. She started an OnlyFans. She admits that she likes powerful, providing men. She says that they both were very jealous of each other. She said she was very jealous of Young Miami. She admitted that she was jealous of Gina, that Gina got a necklace, or somebody got a necklace. She says she asked for a necklace. She saw somebody else, I think it was Gina, get a necklace, or Young Miami get a necklace. She asked for a necklace. She said also Diddy was very jealous. What else here? They talked about DRUG. Do you feel like Diddy was addicted to DRUG? She said yes. I found that really surprising. I know I don't follow Diddy's daily routines. And I know from the past couple of years on Diddy's Instagram, I saw him smoking that Bob Marley. But it never struck me. You guys let me know in the comment section below. Did it strike you that Diddy was a DRUG addict. Like the things that they list in the courtroom that he took, it's all like the big stuff. I mean, not the H or whatever, but the pink powder stuff. They're like a lot of ecstasy, a lot of M word, a lot of stuff that he was taking, and it was like daily. And you're gonna find out soon that like he was in a depressive state and he was self-medicating himself. I know you can never be surprised at celebrities because you never know, because they always give you who they want to be portrayed. But I was shocked to find out that he was an addict, man. Really surprising. Anyways, she said that she wanted to help him after she really discovered that he was an addict. She said she recommended sleep aids other than hotel nights and doing DRUGs, but it didn't work. She found out today that he took a various amount of antidepressants, but she said she thought before today that he was just on one of them. She said Diddy's lawyers asked her, Tenny Garagos asked her, did you ever say that you don't think that Diddy can handle the war in his mind? And she said, yeah, that's something that I said to him. I put a star beside that. I spoke about that too in my wrap up today on my live. That was one of the things that stuck out the most to me. If your girlfriend or your significant other says to you or says about you, I don't think he could ever win over the war and the battle that's going on in his mind, that is a huge, 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 huge red flag, red light. That person needs help. This case is a little bit easier for me to understand because of my vast experience in the mental health space and understanding the different ways people cope with things on Diddy's side, and also on the women's side with trauma bonding. Remember, I played you guys a clip from my interview with Dr. Alfie, who's a huge doctor here in the United States, did work with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. So when I hear something like that you feel like somebody has a war going inside of their mind, now you can understand why I was saying to you for the past couple of weeks as this case goes on, yes, Diddy should be in jail. Yes, he did a lot of things that were criminal. Yes, he did a lot of things that were illegal. But beyond that, this man has a problem up here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying that for you to feel sorry for him at all. I'm not making excuses for him. But for Jane to say that she doesn't feel like he could beat the war that's going on in his head, that is a lot of unpacking that needs to be done on that man. Very, 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 very sad. She talked about him, where they discussed him wanting to get therapy to wean off of the drug that starts with K, ketamine. I think I could say that. Okay, so they go back to hotel nights, saying that they had a lot of alone time after hotel nights. It was very romantic afterwards. That's the only reason why she liked it. He was very catering to her. He was very loving to her. She says she talked about discovering what a cuck was. I'm not going to go into a big definition. I did that already earlier today in my daily recap, but she did. And for those of you who don't know what cucking is a man that likes to sit in a corner of a room and watch his girlfriend be with another man. She says when the first time it happened, she thought it was just at one time. And as it kept on going, she researched it, and it made her feel a little better to know that it's a thing and there's other men out here that do that. And then she did a little bit of a deep dive and figured out, like I said, I want every episode that I'm doing here to be a little bit different. Go check out the latest live. If you're on YouTube, just go to the live section. I'll go into more detail. But she said after she discovered that there was more men that were into that, not that she excused it or actually liked doing it, but it at least gave her some more understanding to what he was dealing with. She said she liked to talk after hotel nights. They would sit down and watch their videos, and you wanted a few nights where I still don't know what I wrote here. Same thing today. I'm like, what is this? You want a few nights to end. I don't know what this is that I wrote here. Eclair and something was okay with that. I wish I know what that was. Anyways, it must not be important. I just don't know what eclair, and it's like scam or something. Anyway, she said yes to whatever that question was. Yesterday's notes were actually even worse. It's so hard because they're going asking questions and you're trying to write down what they're asking. It's not, you're not allowed a computer, you're not allowed a phone, nothing. It has to be like old school handwriting and pen, and my handwriting is already messy. So, anyways, if I ever figure what that is, I'll let you guys know. When you became more vocal about doing so, when you became more vocal about not wanting to do hotel nights, was he okay? She's okay with not doing them. She says, yes, he was okay with not doing them. That hurts the prosecution because they're here trying to say that Diddy was trying to force fraud and coercion, right? Yesterday, I told you that I feel like her testimony went extremely well in the prosecution's favor. Today, I feel like her testimony went very well for the defense. And that just goes to show of what I was saying of Jane is right in the middle. Diddy is paying for her lawyer. This was her last girlfriend. There's still love there. It's not like Cassie, where Cassie has moved on. She has another family. She has let go. There's no more trauma bonding. She's broken that. Jane still has trauma bonding. Jane is still very much in love with Diddy. And that's why her testimony can't be as damning, because she is still in love. She still has that trauma bond, unfortunately. So you're going to hear things that humanize and normalize Diddy. And Diddy's defense team knows that, so they gave her a line of questioning to normalize Diddy. I actually said that in the morning, where I thought it was going to be a typical cross-examination where they were going to go and try to poke holes. And it was like, no, we believe your testimony. We just want to change the narrative a little bit and not make it seem as like your testimony was to go against them, but more to our point and to work in our favor, that it wasn't force, fraud, and coercion, and it wasn't even sex trafficking. What this was a very, very depressed, dark, toxic relationship that went really bad because Diddy was in a dark place, and he turned to cucking, he turned to ketamine, he turned to DRUG, and that was his escape. And that's exactly what you talked about today. And any human being that has half a heart is going to feel and understand that, right? They talked about her not wanting to be with certain guys, having a choice. In 2023, there was an Italian guy that she said, yo, Diddy, I really just don't like that guy. Diddy was like, fine, I don't care. We're not going to talk about this Italian guy. He'll never come back. That doesn't really sound like force, fraud, and coercion, right? The prosecution asked Jane, did she ever do any DRUGs without any hotel nights? She says yes. That again goes against what the prosecutions are trying to say, that his girlfriends are some of these other people that he's having these parties with. He's the one who's forcing these DRUGs on them, and she is saying, no, sometimes I would do even without Diddy there, or even without any hotel nights. I would do it on my own. Again, very, very honest of her to admit that. She said, did you like when Diddy was taking DRUG? And she said, yes, he was more creative and he was a little bit more loving. She said there was one time she cried after a hotel night. She said Diddy didn't force her to continue or do anything. He held her and was consoling her. Put an asterisk there. Fair to mention that in yesterday's testimony, the prosecution brought up a time where she was throwing up and she was sick, and Diddy came in the room and was like, you feel better now that you threw up? All right, cool. Now go back out there. So like I said, yesterday was really on the defense side. Today was really yesterday was on the prosecution side. Today was on the defense side. And that, of course, right? One is a line of questioning testimony. The other one is cross-examination. That's what you're going to get with the best lawyers in the U.S. They continue with DRUGs. She said, did you ever carry DRUG for Diddy? She said, yes, twice. That carrying it means carrying it across state lines, carrying it on airplanes. KK, who is Diddy's right-hand woman, who we have found out last week that she's going to be Diddy's co-conspirator. We don't know. We do not know yet if she's going to take the stand. We don't know if she has immunity. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. If she does, oh my gosh, this could be the thing that sinks Diddy. We don't know what is going to happen with her. Anyway, she said KK was the one who encouraged her. She said, don't worry, put it in your carry-on. I do it all the time. She said her and KK did not get along. They did not like each other. Diddy's lawyer asked her, why don't you like her? She said, I don't like her because she doesn't like me. And I was really in love with Sean, and I know she has his ear. So I didn't want to let her, change her mind about me. They went back to talking about SEX worker. She said she really liked Paul. He was cute. He had blue eyes. She even said that she missed Paul at times. She says that one of the best SEX encounters she's ever had in her whole entire life was with Paul. Go to the live that I'm telling you guys about that. I go into more detail about why that was such a good time with Paul. It's really good. Check it out. It's an hour long. I'm doing this in 10 minutes, but in the live that I did at the end of the day, it took me an hour to go through this. It's really, really fun. Y'all know me like to have fun. I'm much more animated than I am right now. And I really go into depth about Paul and how, again, that works against the prosecution, because you're telling me it's force, fraud, and coercion, but you're telling me that she loved it. She said this is one of the best SEX she's ever had. She said that she missed Paul. She called Paul her boyfriend at one point. Him, her, and Diddy had a nickname for their little group. They called themselves the Trifecta Group, and they all had names. The names were Kobe, Shaq, and Jordan. Jane was Kobe. Paul was Shaq. I wonder why. Diddy liked the girth. And Diddy was Jordan. Did you at one point tell Diddy that you wanted to have more control over the hotel night? She said yes. Was he okay with that? She said yes. She said sometimes she would sit down and they would watch adult movies and she would get the name of actors, and she herself, Jane, would DM them from her Instagram account and try to bring them over. Jane said yes to doing that. Jane said yes, she got to choose some of her own entertainers. Then they got into text messages between them, and the text messages got very, very raunchy, not between them and the other adult stars, but her and Diddy, which I didn't write them down because I would not be able to tell you guys over YouTube, but it got pretty salacious. Check out the full daily rundown. I go a little bit more deeper into that. Showing how much you like it, but she also was saying, even after reading those 20 minutes of text messages that are raunchy, like she says at the end of the day, yes, she was texting him those raunchy things and talking about his thing and her thing and what she likes to do and how she likes to do it. Now she's never felt this way before, and how no man has ever made her finish and that much, etc. She says that that was role play and that was fantasy talk, and she knew that he liked that, and she would do that a lot of the times to cheer him up because he was in a dark place. Now, you guys weren't in the room to hear it, but let me tell you something. If that was fantasy talk and role playing, even some of the jurors, like I said today, like one juror was like so grossed out by some of the things that they were saying to each other. It was very intense. I believe some of the things may have been for him, but I also believe some of the things that she liked and she was enjoying it. If you listen to her whole testimony, she said how much she liked being with Paul, how much she liked being with this. And in those text messages, she was talking about herself and two guys. So I don't think it was all fantasy talk for Diddy. There was text messages and proof when Diddy was saying, hey, let's not do hotel nights if you're not in the mood. If it's too much, if you want to take a break, no problem. Again, that goes against prosecution. Now, the biggest explosion pretty much since I have been covering this from the court case was the outburst that happened in court with Jane and Tenny Garagos, Diddy's co-defendant, co-lawyer, co-counsel. Sorry, it's been a long day. I have to be up at 3:00 to be in that courtroom. So yeah, Diddy's co-counsel. I go into huge detail, really go and watch that here. But the line of questionings were, Jane was talking about how she saw somebody on Instagram with a purse. Tenny says, well, why were you mad that she saw one of Diddy's girls, side chicks, have a purse, and she know that he got it for her. And Tenny was like, why are you upset that she got him a purse? He's gotten you things. And Jane said, the only thing that I've gotten out of this relationship is trauma. And then Tenny said, yes, but you testified that you got a necklace and you got a purse. Why don't you tell the jury that this bodega purse that Diddy got you for Christmas, why don't you tell the value? And because she's trying to equate it to what this person or Diddy's side chick on Instagram. And Jane looks at her and says, I'm not going to tell them how much they are. I'm sure you have one of those purses too, as if like she's some like big, rich, hotshot lawyer. Her dad is Mark Garagos. You probably have one. Why don't you tell them how much it's worth? When I was saying that on live today, there were some people in the court in the chat that was like, "Oh, that's not such a big deal. She's just fed up. She has a right to be feisty." This is not a conversation between you and your girlfriend. This is not you arguing with somebody on Instagram. We are at the trial of the century. We are at a federal courthouse. You cannot do that. She was reprimanded by the judge immediately. And this is the nicest judge I've ever seen probably in my life. Okay. And I've been in front of at least over 30 or 40 judges. He is so nice. You should have seen the look on his face. The jury was like, oh my gosh. Everybody was shocked. Diddy, everybody stepped back. And she's like, you tell them. Like you're there to be instructed to, they tell you, answer your questions, yes or no. If I ask you a question that is not yes or no, then you can give me words. But if I ask you a yes or no question, or if I ask you a direct question, how much is the purse? You're only allowed to say a monetary value back. That's what you have to answer. You can't say, well, I'm not going to answer that. You tell them. That's crazy work. So the judge was like, yo, be very careful, Jane. I'm being really nice to you. Just be careful. Watch. You need to answer the questions that are asked of you. Then I forgot the exact order, what happened. And then she said, so then she asked her again. She's like, all right, Jane, now that you've been instructed, please tell us how much the purse is worth. And then she's like, well, how much is my body worth? Like shocked again after just being reprimanded, and it was crazy. Then the judge told her, listen, you're really bordering on being sanctioned. And then she's like, Judge, I've really had it up to here. I need a break. And the judge said, all right, everybody clear the courtroom. Everybody left. Diddy turned around to his family, because it's not only so much the outburst in court that's the big thing. It's the fact that the prosecution is trying to make everybody who's on the stand look like they are victims. They are supposed to be looked at as people that have been SEX trafficked against their will under force, fraud, and coercion. Now, yesterday, Jane testified that she got jealous and she took Diddy's head and hit it in a counter. She testified that she flung candle wax at him, glass at him, and now she's talking back to a prosecution and a defense attorney and a judge in federal court and not listening to instructions. Does that sound like somebody who is under a force, fraud, and coercion? No, that sounds like somebody who you're not going to tell what to do and is going to be feisty. Do I love her feistiness? Hell yeah. Do I understand where it's coming from? Hell yeah. But she just proved to us that that's not her character. And that is exactly what the defense team is trying to do. She played into her hand. You see that happen in movies all the time where you break a witness, or, you know what I mean? Like, remember that movie, like, you want the truth, you can't handle the truth. That does not happen in regular court, okay? I promise you. That only happens in the movies. The prosecution could take 200 other people. That's why you hear people all the time like, how come this person doesn't take the stand? How come that person doesn't take the stand? The prosecution vets hundreds and hundreds of people that they interview, and they only put up the people who they think are credible and that could stand questioning on the stand. If they thought that she would break like that, they would never put her on the stand, because now it brings question to the credibility of the entire case, because the prosecution is telling us, hey, she is this type of person. We know, we interviewed her. We're willing to put a man in jail for the rest of his life because this is what happened, and we did our due diligence. Well, no, you didn't, prosecution, because this girl is pretty feisty and she does not look like somebody who you could force, fraud, or coerce. It just doesn't seem that way. So bombshell today, huge bombshell. The jury was asked to leave. Jane was the one who she asked to leave. Diddy turned around in shock. When he turned around, he saw that Quincy was there. Quincy wasn't there the whole time. Quincy is his adopted son, Kim Porter's son, I'll Be Sure's son. And as he turned around freaking out, he was like, yo, can you imagine that happened? And he's like, yo, Quincy, you're here too. And he blew kisses to him. It was really nice to see like the shock. And you could tell how happy he was to have his support there. His daughters, since I've been there, his daughters have not been there. It's only his mom and the two boys. And this is the first time I saw Quincy. Anyways, they were super happy. And Mark Garagos, who is Tina's dad, Tenny's dad, looked like he was just a proud papa. Like, yo, my daughter just broke her first major witness in her first major case. For those who don't know, Mark Garagos has defended Donald Trump, Chris Brown, and a bunch, Michael Jackson, and a lot of high-profile celebrities. So this is kind of like passing the torch, you know? That's the only reason why he was even in the courtroom today. Anyway, so that was the big outburst. Then when everybody came back, they went to talking about her investments. They went to talking about him giving her $20,000. By the way, Jane came back and she apologized to the court. She said, "I'm really sorry for that. I was, whatever, had it up to here. I was being a little extra, a little stressed," but she said, "I'm really sorry." She even smiled at Tenny. Tenny smiled back. She's like, "Oh, no, everything's fine." So it just kind of just wrapped it up. They were just saying, she said to him in the text, they went back to text messages. She said, "Hey, let's hang out and just have some wine and be loving. And actually, wine is what makes me feel the sexiest." Diddy's like, "Wow, I didn't even know it was wine. That's why I was always trying to give you like E and all of this stuff." She goes, "No, I actually like wine." And Diddy's like, "Don't take the E, have the wine. I just want you to feel however you want to feel." And Diddy's like, "Yeah, I don't mind having a loving night. We don't have to get any workers here." And then she's like, "Look, it's not like I never want to do hotel nights. I have fun too. I just don't want to do them all the time." And Diddy's like, "Nah, from now on, I'm going to make you beg for hotel nights. I don't even want to do it anymore. I just want to give you your loving nights with wine." That is in text messages, really going against to what the prosecution was saying. And that's really about it. That's how the day ended, end of day, and it will continue tomorrow. Tomorrow, the court is only starting at 1 o'clock. Whew. Thank the Lord, I get a little break. Gosh, since I've been here, I have slept 2.5 hours out of 72 hours. Since I woke up Sunday morning till right now, I have slept only 2.5 hours. Traveling, podcasting, doing 4 shows a day, getting to get to the courthouse early to be able to get inside the courtroom and not go into the overflow room. Like, it's a lot. So I get a little break tomorrow. Having said that, there will not be any morning before court, and probably I'll maybe do a lunch one because I'll figure out what they're talking about. I'll do a quick lunch one. So maybe try to tune in around noon-ish, 11:30 noon, and then I'll do a recap. I don't know if they'll finish at 3 or 5. Even if you can't catch it on the live, it will be in the live section. You can go and rewatch it, all right? So that was today's recap. Like I said, this was just very quick, 15, 20 minutes for those who didn't see the live. If you want more details, go check out the live. I break it down as the day goes on. Let me know what you guys think about Jane. Let me know what you think about Diddy's trial and where we are at in the trial. Let me know in the comment section below. Our second lead story. Kelly's attorney asked President Trump to free their client from prison. Legal teams accuses the feds of plotting to unalive the singer. Oh, Lord. Donald Trump pardoned one reality star. Well, actually, I was about to say he only chose remember that girl, Savannah? But now I think about it, he's also pardoned Kodak Black and a couple of entertainers. And now he went into the music world, and now everybody wants a pardon. Diddy wants a pardon. R. Kelly wants a pardon. It's crazy work. It's just diluting the whole thing. Lawyers for imprisoned R. Kelly are pleading with President Donald Trump to release their client from prison immediately during a press conference. According to the Chicago Tribune, Kelly's team alleged a plot by federal authorities to steal the singer's mail, turn witnesses against him, and have a convicted member of the jail try to unalive Kelly in prison to keep him from being exploited. An emergency motion was filed on Tuesday in the U.S. District of Chicago Court, alleging that Kelly's may be in danger, and at the federal house where he's being held, where he's serving a 30-year sentence for sex misconduct. Kelly's attorney said at the press conference, Kelly is in danger, and because of his willingness to fight and expose the very kind of the corruption that's going on at this jail, he's asking Donald Trump to help him fight and stand up for what is right. And he knows that he wants to do that since the first day he took office. You got to be kidding me, right? Anyways, I have a small clip of the press conference. Take a listen.
Filed a motion seeking the immediate release of R. Kelly based on the solicitation of his murder by high-ranking Bureau of Prisons officers and officials.
This is ridiculous. Have you ever seen a press conference for a celebrity and nobody's there? Bro, I don't care what you say about Donald Trump, how crazy he can get or whatever. I am going to go on record right now and saying Donald Trump wouldn't even entertain the notion of giving R. Kelly a pardon. This is just ridiculous. I'm a person that have said I can't even play R. Kelly's music, much less even talk about him. So I'm gonna cut this short right now. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know how you feel about this in the comment section. Bella. All right, this brings us to quick news. But now that we're on, all right, this brings us to quick news. But nowadays it's speed news. Ring my speed bell. Our first quick story. A post from Michelle Obama. Happy birthday to my sweet girl, Sasha. Can't believe how quickly time has flown. I am so proud of the woman that you have become. Look at the Obamas, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the Obama girls, man. I'm still amazed every time I see a picture of them, man. Jeez. Remember when Barack was just in the White House and they were just running around, and just look at them now, man. Anyways, beautiful, beautiful family. Shout out to Sasha. Y'all know I'm a big fan. So want to kick it off with saying happy birthday to Sasha Obama. Our second quick story, keeping the birthday wishes going. Y'all know I'm an equal opportunist. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, turned 31. He says, Father God, thank you for the blessing. Thank you for blessing me with another year, another opportunity to evolve, grow, mature, and refine. All the light is you. The missteps are mine. Thank you for covering me and directing my steps. And he is there with my girl, Tiana Taylor. Hey, y'all know I'm just joking. Love these two together. Look at this picture of them. Tiana Taylor was amazing on the BET Awards. I've been seeing it all over my timeline. Like, yo, she ate, and I had to go and see it. Shout out to Tiana Taylor. You know, I'm a big fan. I don't know if I can call her my baby mama anymore because like they're so in love now. But anyways, she'll always be my little baby mama. Shout out to Aaron Pierre. Our third quick story. Playboi Carti has an iced out strawberry lollipop at the BET Awards, which Alex Moss designed. I don't know why everybody's talking about this, but y'all know my job here is to talk to you about entertainment, viral, and political news. Look at this video of Playboi Carti with a lollipop. What's weird though is that he has it in his mouth sucking it, but it's jewelry. Super weird. Take a look. I don't know. I don't make the news. I just report it. Our fourth quick story. Claressa Shields throws subtle shade after losing to Angel Reese at the BET Awards. All right, y'all know I had to talk about this because I love both of these women. Y'all know I talk about Claressa Shields every chance I get. And I also talk about Angel Reese every chance I get. It's like having like your two sisters or your two cousins like subtly beef at each other. Claressa Shields wrote this. She says, still don't know how I don't win the Sportswomen of the Year at the BET Awards, but congratulations to Angel Reese and all the other nominees. I just thought accolades matter. Yo, that's shade, yo. You got MS Shields, but Reese has accolades too. Claressa wrote back, yes, she does, but who has more accolades, more success in their fields? Plus, use Google before responding. I'm surprised that Angel Reese hasn't answered back from this. Boxing champ Claressa Shields says she has some questions after losing the Sportswoman of the Year award. In the tweet, I read that a user tried to defend Angel Reese, blah, blah, blah. She clarified. Yeah, Angel Reese still hasn't answered yet. I bet you tomorrow I'll be able to tell you that she answered and said something. Or maybe she doesn't want no smoke with Claressa Shields because she is pound for pound the undisputed female heavyweight boxing champion of the world. Angel Reese don't want no smoke. I'll let y'all know tomorrow. Our fifth quick story. Y'all here for it? Tommy and Tariq to get their own joint power spinoff. No details are available yet. However, Tariq and Tommy are expected to lead a new series set in the present timeline, reprising their role in the Power franchise as Tommy and Tariq. I don't know if I want this. Ghost's son and Ghost's ex-partner? I don't know, man. I'll salute Power for finding ways to continue, like with Raising Kanan and Ghost, which was the continuation of Power. What's the other one they have? Raising Kanan. What's Tommy's called again? Force, I think it is. And now they're going to have, I think after the next year of Raising Kanan, they're going to go after to like the Prelude, where it's a young Tommy and a young Ghost. I think it might be enough, Fifth. You know what I mean? Like, just my point. What do you guys think? You think you want a Tommy and Tariq? I don't think so. I actually like Force. I think Tommy should stay at Force. Anyways, I digress. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section below. Our sixth quick story. All right, I don't know too much about this, but Simon, who is, what's her name's husband? Portia's husband. Sorry, I'm trying here, y'all, as I promised I would do this for my reality followers. Simon, the guy who got divorced from Portia, he just got deported back to Nigeria after months in ICE custody. That's it. I don't know anything more about it. I just saw this, and I'm gonna let you guys know. He's gone. I don't know if some of you are happy or some of you are sad. He got deported. Please let me know more about this in the comment section below. Sorry, I don't watch Real Housewives. I'm just not going to. I love y'all, but I'm not going to watch it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, you guys, this brings me to my favorite segment, comments of the day. All right, y'all know how I get down before I start comments of the day. I have to have a very, very, very serious question to ask y'all. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Well, let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are. If you're not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform, go to my sponsor below, the link below, aura.com/TrentOutLoud for a free 14-day trial to see if any of your data has been exposed. Now, I have to read the script to you guys every day because Aura is sponsoring the comment section, but I always have to take a second out to tell you guys how real this is and how much I love this product. That's why the script starts out with saying stuff about your computer, laptop, or cell phone. Every single person has some form of electronics in their house, and they do some sort of payment online. And Aura is the #1 leader in the country for you guys when it comes to making sure that none of your stuff has leaked out on the dark web. All right, they are amazing, and they'll do it for free. Credit card, banking, social security number. If you ever get spam phone calls, emails, they can clean up and remove all your information off the dark web. They're amazing. Let me give you some more details. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone numbers or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers that sell your data, and they do it without your consent, making billions of dollars to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. I always say scammers. I don't know why. Scammers and even stalkers. This is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura does the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites, and they do it while keeping it off. It's not like they remove it and it goes back on the next day. They work hard to keep it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. Some of you out there might be thinking, Trent, I have some digital security platforms and apps already. If you don't have Aura, it's like using an app to keep your front door locked but leaving your back door open. Aura is the only all-in-one full digital security platform. They are the best, and I'll tell you what makes them the best in 1 second. Aura sends you alerts. If any of your personal information is found on the dark web, you'll get an alert. Boom, your social security number was found here. Do you want us to remove it? Click yes. Boom. They give you real-time fraud alerts on your credit card, your banking. Somebody has your credit card banking information. It's right away. It's not, oh, wait till you find out. Wait till it's maxed. Now you have to go. And no, somebody has it. Boom, this done before they can even use it. You get a secure VPN, antivirus, password. They have 24-hour US-based customer service, which is the best customer service in the business. And here's the kicker. If anything does go wrong, if there's anything that they do not catch, Aura offers a $5 million identity theft security insurance. You are covered 100% 360. Nobody else like it. Make sure you use my link below, or you just use this QR code that brings you to the link. It's 100% free. Aura will just show you in 14 days what they can do. If you like what you're seeing, if you like how it's working, then you can continue if they want. A lot of people have emailed or DM'd me or even put in the comment section, hey Trent, thanks a lot for showing this to us. I'm on the family package. My girl, her social security number got this, credit card, this happened. You hear a lot of stories. You'll see it just alone in the comment section if you go look around. So thank you to Aura for sponsoring and taking care of the Out Louders. Thank you guys for commenting. use the link below. Do not forget. All right, here we are going to go to the comments right now. The first one is from Joyce. Joyce says, "Good morning, Joyce from Indianapolis. Great coverage. Get some rest." I want to throw this in here, y'all. I hope you can't see how tired I am because I'm still lively or whatever, but like in my head, I know I am tired, but for some reason I can never just exert it. So I want to put this in here. I hope I do not look tired, but I just am tired mentally. I'm going to get so much rest tonight. I cannot wait to put this up, and then I'm going to bed. Thank you, Judge, for having court start tomorrow at 1 p.m. Woo! Anyways, thank you very much, Joyce, and thank you very much for letting me know that I am covering it well. Coco Chanel, hey Coco. Coco said, "I love the way you're reporting the trial. Nobody else is breaking it down quite the way you are as usual. Stellar job. Keep up the good work." And Coco got 6 thumbs up. Woo! Look at that! Picture in the corner there. Those curls. What up? Shout out to Coco Chanel. I have one more here. Somebody wrote this. Mark, he wrote this under my live. He says, "Without being too heady, your explanation of the law as it relates actualizes the balance in your broadcast." That was very, very, very well written. And thank you very much for that comment. Got one like. Thank you so much for the comments. As I say all the time, we cannot obviously get to all the comments. I try to see all of them, but I try to take out what most people are talking about so that everybody can know that I have been looking. And we have had a rush and a majority of people letting us know how, you guys letting me know how proud you are of me that I came out to the case. Somebody was like, "Yo, boots on the ground. Love that you're reporting boots on the ground," or whatever. Came out here to give you guys the goods right away. You don't have to wait for it to land on any other sites. It happens right in front of me, and I run out, get on my phone, and tell you guys right outside the courtroom, you're getting it the quickest in the world, right? Shout out to the other YouTubers and stuff that are there also too. We're having a good time. Everyone's all together, working well together. It's a really, really cool group. A lot of us have known each other from before anyways, but really, really cool group. I've met some cool people. But back to the comments. Thank you, everybody, letting me know that you think I'm doing a good job. Everyone's commenting on my fits out there and stuff. I'm kind of bust out a couple of the suits. Tomorrow is like a dress down day. It's actually going to be hot, so there's going to be no blazer. But I will still definitely be representing for the Out Louders, and I'm not coming there looking all sloppy, that I can assure you. So thank you very much for all the support. Thank you very much for all the good comments, and I'm happy that you think that I'm doing a good job. I appreciate y'all. Keep commenting one last time. Aura down below. Here is the QR code one more time. Sign up, people. It's free. I really feel like I'm Oprah in the comment section. That's why I say Out Louders, and that's why I say comments of the day, because that's exactly how Oprah would do it. Anyways, I think this is the fatigue getting me like a little bit cuckoo. All right, we're just gonna wrap it up. Thanks, y'all. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. Sorry I missed yesterday's, by the way. Hopefully this will make it up. The average person scrolls the equivalent of 4 Mount Everest in height each year on social media. Okay, a study has found that the average person scrolls 141.9 kilometers on social media every year. That's like climbing Mount Everest more than 16 times. It's based on scrolling 30 centimeters every 5 seconds during 108 minutes of daily screen time. It really shows how much our thumbs move and how much time we are spending on our devices. All right. I don't know. I think I've maybe touched on this before. I don't know if it was in social discussion, but I really wanted to bring this here and have this discussion with you guys. As you know, this is the subjects that I try to be understanding on. I'm on the fence about it, and I really try to have an open mind. This one, however, I'm pretty much set on how I feel. Want to let you guys have the opportunity to change my mind. I do not think that it's bad that we're on social media as much as we are. First of all, this scrolling is not just based on Instagram. It's just on our phone. There's a lot of people who do a lot of different things. A lot of people playing games on their phone, which is no different than back in the day, people playing Nintendo, people playing PlayStation. Now you can just play on your phone. What about people that are stressed and bored, and this is like a stress reliever for them? What about the people that are meeting new people on Instagram and meeting people from different parts of the world? What about people like me who has created a living for themselves off of social media, getting news, getting stories, telling you guys breaking things? I mean, I went viral from knowing that Diddy was arrested. I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for social media. I was one of the first people on YouTube to report that Diddy was arrested. It was literally like 10 minutes after he was arrested. I got it up on YouTube, and that's from social media. So I bring all of that, and I could literally keep going. There's just the vast amount of information that is available on your phones has been like no other time before. Before it was in encyclopedias, and before it was in the newspaper, and before it was that. Now, every single thing that you could have done 10 or 15 years ago in 10 different places, now you can do on your phone, because we live in a world of apps. So I think it is really ridiculous for people like my father who get mad at my sister's kids. You guys are always on your phone. You're always on your phone. Read a book. They could be reading something on the internet. Even if they're reading a story on Instagram. TikTok, not so much, because it's not really reading that much. And yes, there are a lot on TikTok, and yes, on Snapchat. But my point is that there's still a lot of information that you can get. And my nephew is super smart and super quick and super whatever, but because he gets everything on his phone, he has information at the drop of the dime. I think the generation that is growing up with these iPhones and tablets and stuff, yes, I agree with them being more outside and not all on it all the time. But I think us scrolling is due to the fact that all of our information is there at our fingertips. And I think the generation coming up is going to take what we did, or the past couple of our generations did, at providing for them, and they're going to take it to a whole other level. They're going to laugh at our iPhones. They're going to laugh at our technology. AI is going to change the entire world, and we're just at the precipice of it. But the AI that we have now will be a joke. It will be a joke. You remember in the 70s, their computers they were like in rooms, like a personal computer. Then in the 80s, personal computers got smaller. Now you have a personal computer that is as powerful as a computer that took up a room. Okay, maybe computers that took up a room were like in the 60s maybe, but now a more powerful computer is like in this. And there's been more technological advancements in the past 50 years than in the history of civilization. That's how fast things are going. So forget 50 years, just imagine the next 10 years, what this will be in the next 20 years. And that has all started from this new generation being in their phone. So next time you see a young person in their phone, give them a little bit of grace, and just know that is a generation that's going to change the world completely. That's how I feel about it. But it's a social discussion. Let me know how you guys feel, and I'm up to change my mind. If somebody brings up a good point, let me know in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. All right, guys, I gotta go really quick because I'm running late. Do you believe your soulmate could be somebody you already left, or are exes for a reason? The first person says, I believe my ex can't say what she wrote, but I'm sure you can imagine. Basically, she doesn't want to talk to her ex. I believe we have multiple soulmates for different reasons. Can you have multiple soulmates? Isn't the whole point of a soulmate that one person who is destined for you? Like your souls are mates. I don't think you can have it with multiple people. I know it's a fictitious thing anyways, but soulmates are whoever I say it will be. Nah, if you left them, no matter how good the moments are, then you're no longer together. I cut that off, so I don't know. They all fumbled me, and they told me they regret losing me, so that's on them. Yes, I spent the block. I spent the block and married him. I think it's spin the block. They meant to say I spin the block and married him. Been married for that's what. Yes, I spanned the block and married him, and now they've been together for 12 years. So that was somebody who was their soulmate. So the question is, let's go back. Do you believe your soulmate could be somebody you left already, or exes for a reason? Yeah. Anyways, like I said, I got to do this quick. Can definitely be somebody you messed up with in the past. I think pretty much. How do I want to answer this? Hold on, I need to see the question again. Do you believe your soulmate could be somebody you already left? Of course, of course, of course. I think your soulmate is one person. It could be somebody you left, or it could be somebody you'll never meet. I am of the thinking of that too. We live in a big world. How is your soulmate just so happen to be the person you went to high school with, or just so happen to be the person in your area? I think more of a soulmate is somebody who you find just randomly somewhere. You know what I mean? If I were to like randomly find somebody in New York, they'd be like, yo, this person is my soulmate. Like literally just walking around on the street, I found the most perfect person for me. That I think is more of a soulmate, my opinion. But for sure, your soulmate could have been somebody who you're with. I don't even really like this question now that I think more about into it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to sports news. Kyle Lowry is retiring. I'm shocked. This is actually a post 3 days ago. I didn't have time to research and find out if this is not true. Normally, I would make sure to know something is true or not. It does have a lot of forwards, so it is true. But please, somebody let me know if this is true. Kyle Lowry has announced his return to the Toronto Raptors for his final season before retirement. Six-time All-Star, six-time NBA All-Star, NBA champion, Olympic gold medalist, Raptors all-time leading in assists, steals, and triple-doubles. The heart and soul of North. What? Kyle's retiring? Yo. Anyways, shout out to Kyle Lowry. Crazy work. All right, y'all, that is it for me. Thank you so much for hanging with me. I'm sorry that yesterday's podcast got stuck and only went up at 5 o'clock in the morning. We're at least going to get this one up at a better hour. I tried to get back here and record this as early as I can, but just a subtle hint that while I'm out here on location, things are going to be a little haywire. Things are going to be all over the place. They won't be as routine as they were. Some days we might even miss, but I will always do my best to get you your full show and try to get it to you at night. I know there's some people that watch it at night. Sorry that it's not always up. And also this upload internet is a little bit slow. That's why I'm trying to rush to at least get it up for you guys. All right. Thanks for hanging with me. One more time, don't forget to click the link below. Aura is free for 14 days. They'll go out and get your stuff removed off the dark web for free just to show you how good they are. Then it's up to you if you want to continue. Here is QR code. Once again, thank you very much to Aura for sponsoring the Out Louders and the comment section. Aura is actually also going to start sponsoring the our lives. They called me today. They're like, yo, your lives are super lit. So Aura is going to be sponsoring our lives. So shout out to Aura. What else? That's it. Before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Loud podcast. For my YouTubers, if you're ever going on a plane or going in the car, you don't have access to internet, you can download our show off of any podcast platform. Just go to any podcast site, type in Trent Out Loud. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time I upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. You can take us with you. Vice versa, for my podcast listeners, for those of you who are used to downloading the show, thank you very much for all your downloads. However, even when I'm rushing, I can get 2 howevers in. Please come over and check us out on YouTube. It's a vibe out here. It's so much fun. This is where all the Outlouders hang out and comment. You got to join the community over here. Head on over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. A couple of things you're going to need to do. Hit that subscribe button that gives you entrance into the Out Loud family. Become an official member. I should send out like cards or like a sort of like gift for subscribing. Here is an Out Loud membership. Don't forget to hit the like button because that gets the algorithming. Please comment below. Join in the conversation. I'm doing this podcast by myself, but I do it really with you guys. If I'm asking you questions and nobody answers me, I'm here by myself, and that's just really embarrassing, all right? If you do not want to join in the conversation, please at least say, hey, what's up, listening from this place in the world. I like to know that we are a global podcast, and I just like knowing where y'all are from. If you're really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones because that helps in growing the channel. And lastly, for those who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms. It's also the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. That's Trent Out Loud. We also have a blog page on Instagram, Out Loud Daily, because y'all know we out loud daily, yo. All the time we out loud daily. Follow us on Instagram, Out Loud Daily. For those of you who were following us on formerly Out Loud before, this page has just been converted. You don't have to do anything. You're automatically following Out Loud Daily. On Out Loud Daily, we will post daily content that we're going to record on our show, and also after the show, we'll put out stuff. So it's kind of like a daily kind of update, and to let you guys know, and also give you guys more detail of what we're talking about in the show. Sometimes on YouTube, we can't play the full video. We don't have enough time. There's swearing or whatever. Certain things we can't play on YouTube. You'll get it full on Formally Out Loud, so make sure you follow us there. All right, y'all, I'm going to bed. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see you tomorrow. Live lunch, live after court, and then a recorded podcast at night. Who else you know working as hard as me? Ya boy. I'm out, man. Good night, or good morning to some of y'all. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!